Welcome back. NCRT Solution Class 8 English Honeydew Chapter 1. The best Christmas gift. In that question number 1. What did the author find in the junk shop? Answer is the author found in 19th century roll top desk in the junk shop. It was made of oak. Oak means a tree or wood. It was in a very bad condition. Just a minute. So, it was in a very bad condition. The roll top desk was broken into several pieces. One of the leg was clumsily mended, and there were scratches marked down on one side. The author brought it in order to restore it. Question number 2. What did he find in a secret drawer? Who did he think had put it there? Answer. The author found a small black tin box in the secret drawer. There was a paper cello taped to its top. It said, Jim's last letter received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. Most likely it was put there by Mrs. James Macpherson, who was Jim's wife. Her name and address were on the envelope inside the box. Question number 3. Who had written the letter to whom and when? Jim Macpherson had written the letter to his wife, that is Connie Macpherson, on December 26, 1914. Our next answer is, why was the letter written? What was the wonderful thing that had happened? So our answer is, Jim wrote the letter to tell his wife about a wonderful thing that it had happened on Christmas Day. The British and the Germans were engaged in a war, yet on this day both the troops met in no man's land. It was a thing of wonder because right in the middle of the war, the warring soldiers were making peace. Now answer number 5. What job did Hans Wolf and Jim Macpherson have when they were not soldiers? Answer. Hans Wolf was from Dusseldorf. He played the cello in the orchestras, that is orchestra. Jim Macpherson was a school teacher from Dorset. Question number 6. Had Hans Wolf ever been to Dorset? Why did he say he knew it? Answer. No. Hans Wolf had never been to Dorset. He had learned all about the England from school and from reading books in English. Now question number 7. Do you think Jim Macpherson came back from the war? How do you know this? Answer. No. It is most likely that Jim Macpherson did not come back from the war. The notepaper sellotaped to the tin box mentioned the letter contained in the box to be the last letter from Jim. This was perhaps the last that Connie heard from Jim. While celebrating Christmas in no man's land, the British and German soldiers played a game of football. Hans told Jim that he hoped that the war would also be resolved by a football match. To this, Jim replied that he wasn't very good at football, but would be sure of winning if they played cricket. The match was won by the Germans. This perhaps indicates that the Germans might have also won the actual battle between two troops. Our next answer. Do you think that Jim Macpherson came back from the war? How do you know this? Already finished the sentence. Double time it is. How old was Mrs. Macpherson now? Where she was? Mrs. Macpherson was 101 years old. She was in a nursing home in Burlington, House. Compressive check working the text solution of a question on page 16. Question number 1. Who did Connie Macpherson think a visitor was? Connie Macpherson thought that the visitor was her husband, that is Jim. For how long do you think Connie had kept Jim's letter? Give reason for your answer. Connie must have kept Jim's letter for a long time. This is because she told the narrator how she read it quite often every day so that she could feel that Jim was near her. Which sentence in the text shows that the visitor did not try to hide his identity? Answer. The sentence which shows that the visitor did not try to hide his identity is, I explained about the desk, about how I would found it. I had found it, but I don't think she was listening. Now, question number 4. Why do you think the desk had been sold and when? The desk must have been sold when the house in which Connie Macpherson lived had caught fire. She had taken to a nursing home. All the burnt up things must have been sold by the neighbors after that. Next question. Why do Jim and Hans think that games or sports are good ways of resolving conflicts? Do you agree? Answer. Jim and Hans thought that the games or sports are good uh, ways of resolving conflicts because nobody dies in matches, no children are orphaned, and no wives become widows. Due to this reason, games are good way for resolving conflicts was led only to death and devastation. Sixth answer. It's okay. Enough for now. Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. Please take down the notes. Read the passage below and then find out the answers. That is the fill in blanks. So my little sister is very naughty. This all the answers directly. This we are going to came. We are going to just change the verbs in the brackets by using the correct form of verbs. So here you have to do yourself, underline the verbs and arrange them in two lines. So the answers of this earlier past verbs have been given. So answers: a man got on to the train, sat down, was empty, took her, arrested, then held him, freed him. Then second one is came, torn, was asked. Sorry, we asked. We is not there. Asked only. Happened, said. You are going to the past tense, past verb. Quarreled and had beaten, had tried, had told, had chased, had fallen, had torn. Then the third point, set out, then stayed at, I had seen, then arrived, had left, came, had gone. Then set out, ate, had packed. So these are the answers. This is the write down the sentences in which they occur. Consult a dictionary and write down the meaning that you think matches the meaning of the phrasal verbs in the sentence. So here answer burnout. House number 12 turned out to be nothing but a burnt-out shell. The roofing gapping, the windows boarded up. Light up. These are the things you have to. One was an example for that. So grammar is also so much important. So we have to find out. Thank you. About the adjectives here, nouns and the adjectives here. Nouns are elephant, circular shaped, already stripped, enormous and multicolored. Face, round, cheerful, wild, blue, red, chubby. So the answers are here. Elephant is enormous, cheerful.